ResortLoop.com is proudly sponsored by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. Indulge in a taste from the South Pacific. Joffrey's new Disney Parks and Resorts blend, Alani, brings the islands to you. Blended with Hawaiian Kona beans and roasted to perfection, Alani is buttery smooth with a tropical sweet aftertaste. Available at Alani or Joffreys.com.
Hi, this is Sheila. I'm in Epcot World Showcase at the Joffrey's kiosk between Italy and the U.S. pavilions. And I want to welcome you to the Resort Loop podcast with Bob and Tim, or Tim and Bob. Enjoy.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're approaching the Transportation and Ticket Center, which includes Magic Kingdom car and bus parking. If you're traveling to Epcot, please exit here and follow the overhead directional sign.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar.
You can call me Big Tasty.
Why?
I don't know. That's from the Goldbergs. I stole it, actually. Over there's Bob Collar.
I said that.
I know you did. I don't know. I should start the show over, but it's no edit. 2016. How about that open from our...
Yes.
Oh, Sheila.
Oh, Sheila. Highly caffeinated.
Exactly.
At World Showcase.
Right there at the Joffrey's Pavilion.
Very nice. We love those show opens, guys. If you're going to be at Walt Disney World, even if you're not.
Exactly.
Shoot us a show open. There's
so you're standing in
that.
that queue with nothing else to do.
Right.
Whip out the phone or whatever else you got.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Cut us an open. Send it to us or send it to us later. Save it or send it to us later. Do it with the guys right next to you watching you what you're doing. And have them ask you, what are you doing?
How would somebody go about that, Tim?
Well, one, I would record it on your phone if you had a notes, voice memo feature. If not, use the phone portion of your phone, which most people don't use.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. And call 414
WDW
Loop.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Send those, even if you're at home and you're just kind of, you're bored.
Exactly. Thinking about Disney.
Nothing going on. You're going, how can I kill 2 minutes?
Exactly.
I know.
Just tell us, where would you like to be right that moment at Disney? I did that to Bob earlier this week.
There you go. Yes, you did.
I passed him outside. I said, I know where I want to be right this moment.
Yeah, you wanted to be at the beach club.
I wanted to be at the beach club. Walking out the back, out to Crescent Lake with the views of the swan and dolphin and the boardwalk.
Yeah. But at least we're in the studio today, which is nice. So, Tim, I have this day in Disney history.
Oh, yes.
2009.
All right, not too long ago.
The 62nd annual Cannes Film Festival kicks off with Disney Pixar's newest 3D feature. Which one might that have been?
2009.
2009.
3D. Is
newest
that the clue?
3D feature.
The 3D might be throwing me. I'm going to say Incredibles?
That's right, Tim. The great movie Up.
Oh, that's what I thought.
I can't believe that was back in 2009.
I forgot that was even in 3D because I haven't seen those in 3D.
Right. Well, that means that Incredibles was even before that.
It was.
So, man.
I'm so excited for that sequel, too.
Time is just ticking away, my friend.
It's chugging like a train.
And I don't have too much time on my hands.
Well, about time. About time you whip out some kind of reference.
Wow.
I loved it.
Wow. What are you drinking coffee-wise? Since Sheila kicked us off with some at the Joffrey's kiosk, what do you got over there?
I am enjoying the Artist Point.
I knew that.
I knew you knew that because I gave you some.
You shared with me today, which is very rare.
Oh, stop it.
So it tastes even better, folks, when Tim gives you the Artist Point.
That's right. He's saying it basically tastes better when it's free.
When it's free. So, Tim, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, first thing we're going to talk about is a couple iTunes reviews we got going on here.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So we've had quite a few the past couple weeks. We need to catch up a little bit.
Yes,
we're so thankful for these guys.
Absolutely.
This one says, Best Podcast Ever. It's by Mac Disney. I love this podcast. Not only does it bring a little Disney to me when I'm not there, but it helps me keep up to date on how to plan my future trips. So thank you to all that you guys do. Joffrey's Coffee is and will always be the best coffee ever.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't argue with that.
Not at all. Not at all.
It is the best ever. And then a Circus Fan gave us a review. Says, I love the loop. It reminds me of all the great conversation I've had about Disney World with my buddies. Very casual with an obvious love for all things Disney. and it's the best named of all the Disney World podcasts out there.
Oh, look at that.
I do like that. I love hearing that. Nothing better than switching on the iPod and hearing that monorail bing. Long live the loop.
Oh,
well, thank you, Circus fan.
Thank you guys so much, and everybody who's given us iTunes reviews. We appreciate that. Keep having those come fast and furious.
That's right.
It does help us in the long run with getting the word out there to other listeners of Disney Podcast.
Helps the Resort Loop get bigger.
Check us out. Yeah. Looper Nation.
Absolutely.
So, Tim.
Yes, Bob.
Again
with the transition.
Rewind. What are we going to talk about today?
Well, today we're going to talk about a little backstory. Past couple months, everybody's been talking about price increases.
Oh, price increases.
Exactly.
Yeah. They weren't that bad.
Well, they were still there, though.
They were there.
And there's a whole bunch of new events, new things coming up that people might want to do. So we're revisiting a topic that we brought up before. We want to know, how do you save for your trips?
Right.
What do you do? How do you pay for, to get the most out of your vacation?
Right. And there was a theme with these answers.
Okay.
A lot of folks do the same thing.
Okay.
So we're going to see if you guys out there that are listening do the same thing as all these loopers that participated in the show. And don't forget, participate in these shows. We love the participation.
Exactly. You might have a great tip that nobody's thought of yet.
Absolutely. Go. So start us off, Tim.
I'll start off with Mr. Brian Cern. When I have money that could be used for spending money on my trip, I head to my Walgreens and pick up some Disney gift cards.
There you go.
That way the money is there for the trip and I won't be tempted to spend it beforehand. Incidentally, this is how we paid for our honeymoon.
Wow.
Nice.
That's smart. You got a little extra cash.
Right.
Why not?
Exactly.
You're building your own vacation fund that way.
Just don't forget to pack the cards once you go.
Oh.
You don't want to leave those behind.
Yeah. That would not be good. Not be good. Tim Elbing Jr. says, we throw all our loose change and lonely $1 bills in a jar and cash it in before every trip. We also use our Disney Chase Visa for a lot to get the reward points and cash them in for gift cards. I do almost exactly the same thing.
Do you have change jars at home?
We do. We used to have the big water jugs that you would get.
Oh my gosh!
For the water dispensers.
Yes.
And we would fill those things up.
Really?
And I mean, you would get quite a $500-600 in those just change alone.
We do 2 separate jars actually.
Okay.
We have like a mason jar, and another one we got is actually an FE on one of our Disney cruise.
Nice.
A fish extender gifts.
Yeah.
So in the fish extender gift one, we put all change except quarters.
Okay.
And in the mason jar is all quarters.
Wow.
Because we kind of like watching the quarters grow.
Yeah, that adds up quick.
Because that adds up quickly. So
yeah,
that's a good call.
There you go.
TJ Fry goes, I stock up on gift cards at Target. Uses my Target Red Card and save 5% off the purchase.
Smart.
Exactly. Very smart. I bring enough gift cards to cover my family's meals, and the savings add up to a few counter service meals for free.
That's very, very smart.
I know a lot of people use that Target Red Card.
I do.
You have the Red Card?
I love it, and I've done the same thing where something might be priced about the same, and why not get 5% off instead?
True.
So Mike Power says Disney gift cards, income tax refunds, and a lot of overtime.
We do that too.
The overtime helps when you're working. Yeah, absolutely.
Helps when you're thinking this one day of overtime might possibly pay for one night at the hotel.
Sure.
Sure. Depending on the hotel and how much your overtime would
be. A couple of nice meals. Absolutely.
Exactly. Florence Porter. We bought DVC, which makes each trip less expensive. Room is covered and tickets are covered by our discounted annual pass. We charge all Disney trips to our Disney Visa card and use the rewards for food. All other Disney daily charges go on a Capital One Venture card, and those points go towards airline flights.
Ooh, smart.
That's very smart.
Doubling up on those points. You know what? If you use a credit card and you're not using it for some sort of point structure, you're missing out because you can get quite a bit. The Disney Visa card, we paid for 4 nights at one point at a value resort by just racking up those points.
Wow.
So make sure you get in the, if you're using credit, make sure you use some sort of points rewards or something like that.
If you can't pay it off before the interest charges.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please.
Yes.
Or you'll
So-
wipe out whatever savings you might have had.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Dave Lawrence says we're DVC, so no room charge. We use our Disney Visa rewards toward our annual passes. They only cost us $136 a piece this past year. How about that?
Wow.
That is quite a savings.
Outstanding. Tim Elbing Jr., who we just talked about, saw that. He goes, yeah, that too. Being DVC helps a lot.
That's right. That's right. That's why it's important for you guys to listen to our DVC roundtable shows.
We're getting such great response on that.
Absolutely, yeah. My turn?
I thought it was your turn.
It is my turn. Lori Gauthier, I believe it is,
I love it.
says, my grandkids, by the way, I've seen a picture of Lori. She must have been like 12 when she had kids. I can't believe she has grandkids. She says, my grandkids love the time we spend planning and saving for our trips to Disney World. Our tradition is this. I buy juice in cans, and when they are empty, I wash them out and use a flathead screwdriver to hammer to make a slit in the tops. Everyone gets their own to decorate. We use Disney photos, glitter, buttons, felt pins, ribbons, etc. Everyone loves to design their own special Disney Dream Savings Can. Throughout the year, we do all we can to save money for the cans. And for each holiday, I buy them all Disney gift cards, which also go in the cans. About a month before we go, we have a party and we open them all up and count out our savings. We take it all to the Disney store and buy Disney gift cards. It's amazing how much we save this way. Last year, we had so much more than we had anticipated, so we stayed a few nights at the club level at the Contemporary.
Get out, Lori.
What a treat.
Wow.
Man, that's some savings.
That is a lot of savings.
Nice.
At that point, you've earned those nights at the club level.
Absolutely.
That is wonderful.
Wow.
My goodness. I want to go through her couch. Some kind of loose changes in there. Cindy, hope I get this right. Semanik. Hope I got that right, Sandy. If not, let me know. As a Canadian, we have the added component of an exchange rate to deal with. Oh, my.
Oh, yeah.
In order to try to buffer the exchange rate for our 2015 trip, we bought our package directly from Disney 1 year out, starting with a $200 deposit. Our goal is to make a $200 to $300 payment per month to the balance outstanding of the trip. We would watch the exchange rate. When it was lower, we would put more towards the trip. When the exchange rate was higher, we would put less. We managed to travel during free dining, so our meals were already paid for as part of the package. Whew! This was great until the actual trip, when the exchange rate was at its highest. Oh my. The few meals and activities we did out of pocket while on vacation, we cut back on, as the exchange rate was about $1.30 to $1.35.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
While visiting Disney World, she goes, eek. Happy most meals were included. I would say so.
Yeah.
That's actually a very good reason maybe to go with a package. On an aside, you can always change your reservation dates to the following year to allow for more time to pay for the trip. Hope this helps. Thanks, Bob and Tim, for all you do for Looper Nation.
That's a good idea.
That was a fantastic idea. I didn't think about that. That's a whole different thing to account for if you're traveling internationally.
Right.
Dealing with that exchange rate.
Yeah. And you know what? As you said, maybe it's especially our friends up north in Canada, might be a good idea to book that dining package.
Yes.
So that that's one less thing you have to worry about what the exchange rate's going to be.
Right. If the exchange rate when you're paying it off is at a decently low level.
Right.
Might be something to consider.
That's a good idea. Kelly Stanley Cotton says, we put our trips on our Disney Visa card and watch it start smoking. Wink. Wink. She says, there are a few things we do to save once we are at Walt Disney World. We buy Disney gift cards randomly and squirrel them away until trip time. We keep a jar for loose change that we convert to a gift card right before we leave, and we use it solely for buying snacks and drinks. Last summer, we went to the Character Warehouse and bought T-shirts, souvenirs, and gifts for much less than we would have spent in the parks. You know, that Character Warehouse is pretty cool. And if you're driving down there, it's not a bad idea to drive over there.
Some little treasures you can find in there.
Yeah.
You're not going to find at the parks, too.
A little bit cheaper, yeah.
Just a little. Freddie P.
Freddie P.
It isn't easy, but we have employed a variety of ways to squirrel away some money for Walt Disney World. One of my favorite ways was when my wife had this 3-foot-tall clear plastic cola bottle.
Oh, I've seen those.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
That we put spare change in for years. It was getting full, so the kids and I transferred all the coins to baggies and took them to our local supermarket and poured them into a coin sorting machine, and then ended up with about $500 plus dollars in extra cash to take as pocket money for the trip.
Wow.
How cool is that?
That is smart.
Oh,
I'm telling you, that change adds up.
it adds up fast, too. You wouldn't think it was.
And now our other job, which we have another job.
We do?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
They actually took away our vending machines, if you recall.
Oh, yeah.
And so now all of the loose change I have goes into that jar. It adds up a lot faster.
It's true.
now.
You want that, like, box of Twinkies.
Right.
I would only get it if I happened to have change on
If
me.
I had change, right. Now the change goes home with me, which is,
Exactly.
that's
And I will
okay.
say, just another little tip. Check your bank and credit union. See if they will count your change for you.
Oh, yes.
Because I know our credit
Oh,
union,
yes.
if you have an account or something that's either free or much less cheaper than if you go to like a Coinstar at the
Right.
at the
oh,
local
yeah,
grocery
yeah,
store.
you got to
So
pay for yeah.
just throwing that out there.
Good pal of the show, Rob Shumway says, this may sound a little crazy. My tip is to go more often. Yep, more often, and you will save money. The reasoning I have used is this. The more you go, the more you learn. Each family and even each trip is different. But through trial and error, you will learn what is best for you and your family. Granted, this podcast will help sometimes.
Yeah,
But nothing will be exact for you and your family, except for what you have discovered along your own journey. That being said, just make sure a Dole Whip is in the budget.
Absolutely.
This is just my 2 cents. And see what he did there? Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rob. Keith White goes, like for most people, we purchase Disney gift cards every other pay period. We also ask for gift cards, Disney and otherwise, for our birthdays, Christmas, and any other special occasion. You would be surprised how quickly it adds up. Other ways that we save during our trip so that we can add some extra funds to purchase ponchos from Family Dollar prior to our trip.
Oh, yeah. That's brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. The
You gotta
99
do
cent ponchos.
Instead of the $6 ones. at
Exactly.
Disney. Yeah.
Exactly. That you might not even need.
Right.
Exactly. Our logic is that with those few extra dollars saved, it's more money for Dole Whips, turkey legs, etc. Exactly right. We also use the Dave Ramsey method. Beans and rice, rice and beans, meaning we limit eating out as much as possible to try to put the money saved on what we might have spent into a checking account that we only use for our Walt Disney World and other vacations. Love Dave Ramsey, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
This really limits our overspending. Love the show and keep up the good work. On another note, please let us know if you are Team Ironman or Team Cap. See you guys. Keith from Decatur.
Well.
What are you, Bob?
Oh, okay. I see how
See
you're
how I'm
going.
gonna do this?
I see how you're going. Listen,
What?
I got to be honest.
You do.
I got to be honest.
I know you do.
You know me.
I do.
I kind of roll like Tony Stark. However, I would like to be more like Captain America. So I'm going Team Cap.
Strangely enough and ironically enough, I'm Team Iron Man.
Wow. Didn't see that coming.
No.
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 It's the suit, isn't it?
It is the suit. And the cars.
And the other things that go along with it.
Being Tony Stark.
Being Tony Stark.
Exactly.
I got you.
Yeah.
I wish I rolled like Tony Stark.
I wish I just...
I pretty much roll like Bruce Banner. When I get hungry, I'm hangry. And then anyway.
I wish I rolled like Tony Bennett. Oh, my goodness.
Is it my turn?
I
Oh, it's
think
your
so.
turn. No, it's your turn.
I just read Keith White.
Did you read Keith? All right.
We're not with me, Team Iron Man. Keep up with the show. Oh,
Ian, I got to
roll the prompter. Who's not running the prompter?
I got to get some more Joffreys. I got to.
Yeah, you do. I'm not giving you any more.
Ian Hetherington says, being from the UK, we can only go every other year. However, this year, with 2 working teenagers, they are paying for the flights and park tickets while we pay for room and food, in quotation, or in parentheses, free dining.
Hey, whatever. Whatever.
In previous years, company bonuses helped pay for the trips. Also, company conventions helped fund my part of the trip. Unfortunately, sadly, no more.
No, but they're figuring it out.
So that's nice when the teenagers can help out. Sure.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Callie Hoovler. Take all of your loose change and keep putting it in a jar. Right before your trip, put it through the change machines. Use it for your souvenirs. If you start doing 1 year in advance, you'll easily have $200.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Doesn't
You're
take
starting
long.
to see the theme here. There's
I'm
a
starting to
theme
see.
running here.
Change in gift cards.
Joe Ansaldo and Ansaldo says, sorry about that, Joe, says, my Disney Experience app is a must-have for organizing your trip. Everything from checking into the resorts, dining reservations, fast passes, a must-have, and memory-making photos are all at your fingertips. Our recent trip was one of our most enjoyable and efficient ways to get a lot of the magic, staying at the value resorts, using a dining plan, making fast pass choices wisely, getting in on some character dining experiences, most of all, the new changes with the PhotoPass Memory Maker is one of the must-have purchases, especially for family events and character meetings. The speed at which they loaded for us was even impressive to the cast members. The app also allows you to check wait times on all attractions and is updated about every 15 minutes. Everything was good enough to stop and relax before our last meal at the Crystal Palace that I chose to sit back and take it all in and enjoy the time we were having by resting in the garden out front under a tree, which is true. If you're more organized and using that My Disney Experience app, that will save you some money, because this bouncing around the park, you tend to get hungry faster, and you're going to spend a little bit more money. If you're more organized, you're going to be able to budget a little bit better, I think.
There you go. Falls under the time is money.
Absolutely. There you go.
Very nice. Anthony Fumai, the trip I'm going on Friday, I used the Disney Vacation account. You get $20 on a gift card for every $1,000 you spend on a package, tickets, and all that kind of thing.
Interesting.
I got a nice $200 gift card, which is nice. You don't get much more for free. So I loved it. Well, that's true.
I'm all about
You
free.
can get anything for free.
That's good. We got to look into that vacation account a little bit more.
I thought we were going to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Shelley Dismore says, I buy gift cards whenever I can in between trips. Last night of my trip, I have them applied to my account. So if you got anything left over, you don't want to bring it home.
No.
Then, like you said, then you got to have a hard time finding those cards again.
Exactly. Take all the cards. If you paid for your deposit or your vacation before you left home, you want to take those cards with you.
Absolutely.
Just in case.
Absolutely. So those are those are what we got from Looper Nation.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate that. We put those out on Facebook and Twitter, and sometimes we email them. It depends on the mood we're in.
The mood, the scheduling.
The
what else is
scheduling more
going
than
on?
anything. It's the scheduling.
That other job you talked about earlier.
But right, exactly. So those are the theme there. I'm getting, Tim.
Yes.
Gift cards and saving your change.
Exactly.
What do you got?
Well, we do both. We do those as well. Not the gift. Well, we do the gift card things. I've talked about this before. Our local grocery store,
Right.
especially this time of year, when it's right around Mother's Day, or when maybe Father's Day, Christmas time. For every $50 you spend on a gift card, you get 20 cents back that you can use for gas.
Which is nice.
So if you're spending like $3,000 on a trip, you can get. Oh, I have to do the math. A decent amount of money off gas, where you might have to pay for gas for a month.
There you go.
We paid for a cruise, and I literally did not pay for gas for like a month and a half, out of pocket.
You got to love that.
So figure out how much money you spend on gas, and I drive quite a bit, an hour each way to work. So
Right.
that's a lot of gas, and not having to pay was kind of a bonus. I told my wife, we can't afford not to cruise.
Right. Yeah, that's why. That's why you're doing it. Right.
And that's when gas was like $3.50, $3 a gallon, too.
Exactly. Don't forget, if you're a member of AAA, sometimes you can get a little bit discounts on your tickets. If you're buying tickets, sometimes it just depends.
Yeah, depends.
But we do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
We do the Disney Visa card, where we rack up the points. We use that card for everything, our utility bills, our everything. And like I said, we were able to get a few free nights at the value resorts that way. We've used it for food and things like that. The big one for us has always been the change. We don't save enough for change. It's not like $500 or anything. Mm-hmm. But what we do with the change is we give it to the kids. We make them actually roll the quarters and stuff in the little sleeves, you know. They kind of make a night of it while we're watching a Disney movie or something. And then they get to split whatever the amount of money is, and that's their souvenir money. I don't have to worry about. I give each one of them whatever the money is, whether it's $50 each or whatever it is. now they're good. They're taken care of. I don't have to worry about, hey, Dad, can I get this? Hey, Dad, can I get this? And it actually has taught them how to budget their money.
Nice.
A little bit better, because it used to be when we would get souvenirs, it'd be like, hey, can I get this? And then 10 minutes later, they'd want to buy something else.
Right.
And they didn't really even care about the first thing that they got. So, and then it gets rid of that argument.
Exactly.
Well, you just bought a souvenir. You don't have to, we're not getting you something else.
Because when they're paying for it, they're considering, do I really want this?
Do I really want
Since
this?
I'm technically paying for it.
Exactly. So, I love the gift card idea. And again, I'm not as organized as you. I would leave those someplace.
Oh, the gift card, yes.
I would come. It'd be like Christmas Vacation, where Chevy Chase is up in the attic and he finds an old Mother's Day gift from,
right.
30 years ago.
And always make sure that with those gift cards, after you get back from your vacation, still bring them with you. Double check the balances on them before you shred them up or throw them away.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know if you put your, say you put a deposit for a cruise down using, Disney gift cards.
Right.
Then you cancel the cruise, they're going to put that money back on the gift card.
Exactly.
So you better have that gift card, you better know where that gift card is.
Yeah, you don't want to throw that thing away thinking, okay, well, I've used it up on my reservation, and then you can't. Yeah.
Not until your vacation's over, and double check the balance, then get rid of them.
That's a great point. I just saw a study that somebody did about gift cards, and people leave close to $1 billion on the table.
Right.
For gift cards.
That's how they can do them with no service fees.
Exactly. People aren't even using the value of the gift card itself, whatever gift card you're getting. So be careful with that.
My daughter just yesterday found a McDonald's gift card in her room she didn't know she had or forgot she had. She was like, do you think this is still good? I'm like, I'm sure it's still good.
Go take it down there.
Exactly.
So just a few ways for you to save. If you guys got a way to save, put it out on our Facebook page. Take a look at our new what's our new Facebook page, Tim?
You mean Looper Nation Live?
Looper Nation Live.
Yeah, we're trying to do a little more interaction over there. It doesn't get as cluttered with other things in the feed and that. If you just want to concentrate on some Looper Nation,
check it out, and we'll accept you into our. It's kind of a little private group.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Looper Nation.
Yeah.
Not that we're being exclusive.
No. We took a different approach to this one.
Yeah.
We didn't want to just go out and just add people to the group that are that we know. If people want to come to us, we want people in the group that want to be there.
Absolutely.
We just don't want to add people and they're like, oh, great, someone added me to another group.
Right. So, but check us out and let us know how you guys save for your Disney trips.
Exactly. A quick shout out to Rebecca too, and she's helping us admin Looper Nation Live also.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So thank you, Rebecca. So Tim.
Yes.
That is all I've got.
Oh, I love this show a lot. I just wanted to mention, since you're good at throwing out teases, we still have another announcement coming up later.
That's right.
Another big announcement.
It's still May. May's big for us this year.
Big May.
May's. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Today is Friday the 13th.
Dun dun dun.
You do that every time.
I know. I can't help it.
I love that.
It's like I'm pre-programmed. Be careful out there, everyone.
Be careful out there. Don't walk under any ladders or let black cats cross your path.
Unless it's your black cat.
Yeah.
Then you probably love it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. You can find me on everywhere. I don't even know how to end the show.
Social media.
Social media. Look up Tim Scott. I'll show up somewhere.
Somewhere out there.
But I know you can always find us at, get this, ResortLoop.com.
I like that.
I thought you might.
Don't forget Facebook /ResortLoop, iTunes. Keep those reviews coming in. We love them.
Oh, thank you.
Check out our good pals over at peoplemovertravel.com and mydismatch.com.
Absolutely.
Jump on that. Another nice way to interact with our Disney community. And Tim, that's all I've got. Again, go ahead.
Go ahead. I will end the show by saying please and thank you for sharing the gateway to the magic.
See you, everybody. With 4 theme parks, 25 resort hotels, hundreds of dining and shopping locations, and seemingly innumerable special events and ticket options, planning a trip to Walt Disney World can seem overwhelming. That's why the ResortLoop.com podcast has teamed up with People Mover Travel to help you get the most magic out of your Disney vacation. People Mover Travel will walk you through every aspect of your next Disney trip, from ensuring you get the best discounts to FastPass Plus and dining reservations and so many other things. Best of all, there is no fee for their service. That's right, you get your very own expert Disney vacation planner at no cost to you. For more information and to request a free, no-obligation quote, visit peoplemovertravel.com.
One of these days I'll come up with a script to end the show.
Yeah, you throw me off every time.
I'm thrown off by Zuckerberg still. I'm still pre-programmed for the Tim Resort Loop Scott. Or Resort Loop Tim. I don't even know what I was now. I've lost my identity.
He hates you.